Welcome, Blissers, to Blisser View number 7. Blisser View airs weekly on Wednesdays. This week we have a lot of technical difficulties going on, so we've had to postpone it to today. And we won't be able to do this live after all because, again, today the tech gods aren't in alignment with our plans, so we're doing a recording instead. So I hope anyone who's watching this so-called replay will get to see us and hear us completely, because we've had so many troubles not hearing us or ourselves or the other and so on. So we're just glad this is working. So please bear with us. We've had a very, very fun time trying to get this going. So today I have the pleasure of interviewing Jem Reeves. And Jem is a soul realignment practitioner. She's a spiritual counselor, and she has her own natural cosmetics line. So I would love to introduce Jem. Jem, welcome, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, Louise, especially after all the tech difficulties that we've had this last few days.
It's been crazy, for sure. Yeah. How are you doing today besides, everything else?
I'm doing really well today. I've had lots of rest. I've had time for a bit of self-care this morning, which is nice.
Wonderful.
So yeah, I'm feeling good to go. Nice and relaxed.
Okay, wonderful. So, Blissers, we're going to be learning about how Jem got into entrepreneurialism today and how she balances that out with being a mom and just how she keeps her bliss up and her energy a go, because that's what Bliss Review is all about. We learn how other entrepreneurs got into entrepreneurialism, how they function daily, what their secrets are, and how they keep their bliss going and their energy going. So Jem, tell us about yourself. Tell us about how you got started as an entrepreneur.
It was a number of years ago now, and I'd always sort of done the 9-to-5 jobs. I used to work as a specialist teaching assistant with disabled children in secondary school. I spent time as a hairdresser and beautician many years ago. And it just wasn't enough. I loved helping. I loved working with the children when I was working in schools, but we were so confined by how much we could help, what we could do by the governing authorities, and I wanted to have freedom to help in my own unique way and to be able to express my spirituality within that, really. It started out with the cosmetics, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I always had the vision for eventually having a spiritual practice and mentoring people, counselling.
Oh, yeah.
But it started off actually making natural cosmetics without the chemicals, without cruelty to animals. So my journey actually started on Etsy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I still do that alongside what I'm doing now. Obviously, as just one person, I don't have a factory making all the cosmetics. It literally is. It's me. Everything's handcrafted. The jewellery that I sell, the cosmetics I sell, it's all hand done. So I knew that I needed to expand and do more than just that. But part of my bliss, you see, that was all part of my own self-care, and it's my passion. So I want to involve that in everything that I do.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And what would you say was the trigger for you? Like you said you felt like you needed to do more and you needed to get out of that, the rat race, the 9-to-5, and do your own thing. What was that trigger? Like, how did you sense that exactly?
Honestly, it was health. My health deteriorated hugely. Thinking back when it started happening, it was when I was working in secondary school, and it wasn't so much the work that I was doing with the children as it was the way everything was managed. There was quite a low morale within the industry, in not just the school I worked at, across the board actually.
Okay.
With all the government cuts and things like this.
Mm.
The morale was really low. I got really stressed out. We, as staff members were leaving, they weren't replaced, so our workloads got ridiculous. And my health really suffered. Got burnt out. I ended up with a lot of spinal problems.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up with fibromyalgia. So that's sort of really where the journey really took off for me. It was a real wake-up call, not something that you can ignore anymore.
Oh, yeah.
The first natural product I developed actually is called Pain Potion, and it's all natural and everything, and it's a pain balm, and I developed it for me. And it was when everybody started requesting it, where I maybe would gift it for birthdays or Christmas, and people were like, wow, that really helps.
Oh, great.
Ended up with husband's work colleagues, all these mechanics, they work it with buses, so they all have and I was getting all these requests to make more. And that's how it sort of really began.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is really, this is like one theme that always comes up when I talk to entrepreneurs, is that they started out with probably being in a normal job or working in a different kind of business, and that health problem comes up where you feel like you're so restricted in what you do that your body sort of stops breathing and taking in life and giving it the ability to actually give you energy back. So it's very scary when you get to that point. But I mean, for some of us, we've been fortunate enough to find something that we like to do instead. So it's really, really awesome that you found that through your natural cosmetics. And that's, of course, been advancing ever since, because you do several other things as well as far as spiritualism goes. So what exactly do you do now as a spiritual counselor, Jem?
Well, I've been on a spiritual journey. I've always been very spiritually aware from as young as 7, actually. And it was one of those things that growing up, I just wanted to fit in. Like so many kids and teenagers, I just wanted to fit in. So it was something that I didn't talk about it a lot. I didn't acknowledge it. But it was always there, and there was always this burning want to express it. When I got quite poorly, and then as I got better, I started with the cosmetics. I wanted to find a way to express that. So I got qualified in soul realignment, which is so it's tapping into the Akashic records. Yeah, so we all have our own unique book of our existence, if you like, our soul's story. So it's learning to tap into that and be able to provide some very specific information for clients. But I wanted to do more than that. I wanted to expand on that and turn it into to help people that are overcoming trauma get a better understanding of themselves and help guide them through that by using soul realignment, but as well all the other self-care things that I've learned along my path. Bring that into one package. So that's currently what I'm doing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. That goes so deep into spiritualism.
Very deep. It's really about getting to the nitty-gritty of it, and I think that everyone's got their own unique way of expressing their spirituality, but there are certain sectors of the spirituality where people that have been through a lot of trauma feel a little bit shut out because they don't feel in an authentically positive place. And I think that they very much need to work through those more negative emotions to be able to authentically reach the positive
Mm-hmm.
instead of pretending that they're positive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
what my services are all about. It's about unlocking that and really working through it to get them there authentically.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jem, do you maybe have one tip for our viewers of how you can live your spirituality more authentically?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Just a small tip.
Oh, it's awesome. It's going to look different for everybody. I think what I would say is don't feel the need to follow what everybody else is doing. Uh,
Mm.
and really, I'm going to sort of say about meditation here. And I know that a lot of all us spiritual types, we all say about meditate, meditate. And I can almost see people that aren't that into it at home rolling their eyes like, God, not again. But it's so true. If you can take some time to just be in your own body,
Oh yeah.
and just really get to grips with, you know, what it is that's pulling you, what direction is it trying to take you in. Listen to those voices, spend time with them, and experiment. Don't be frightened of trying something new. There's so much on offer spiritually. There's so many modalities out there. You know, you've got Reiki, soul realignment, medical intuitives, angel card readings. Just start wherever you want to start, and then just let yourself be naturally guided. Have any preconceived ideas and remain open.
That's some great advice. Thank you.
Welcome.
So Jem, you've gone through entrepreneurialism for a while. You've been your own boss for a while. What would you say are some ups and downs for you? Like, are they more on a spiritual level, on an energetic level, on like a business level? How do you manage those ups and downs for yourself?
Yeah, there's a few really. I think on the business level, it's having been able to recognise the areas that I need to develop. So I have all the ideas, I know where I want to go, but I don't necessarily know the best way to get those ideas out there and how to market. So I've never been in a marketing job before. It was really new to me. I didn't know an awful lot about the internet. It was all face-to-face stuff.
Yeah.
It's sort of a new thing to get my head around, really, putting myself on the internet. So I needed to find the right people to help guide me to do that. So it's about holding your hands up when you don't know and getting that help that you need.
Awesome.
Energetics as well would be another one. Having a 4-year-old and a really energetic dog as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a boxer dog called Ruby, and she's not one yet, but she's probably as big as my 4-year-old and very big.
Wow.
Yeah, she needs a lot of exercise, and it's time management actually. Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any daily rituals or routines that you go through to manage your time or your energy better?
I do. Again, meditation. It's for me, it's really important, and if I can do it twice a day, I will. I like to do it in the morning to set myself up for the day. I like to do one not long before bed as well to sort of, you know, just unwind and hopefully have a nice peaceful sleep. So there's that side of it. I use essential oils a lot as well to help with different moods and things like that. So I might use orange oils and things like that for inducing happy feelings, and Palma Rosa and things like that to relax, lavender. They're all part of my day, and I use them consciously to invoke certain states of being.
I love how you use the word consciously, because so many of us go through the day, we're sort of on autopilot, and even though we have this repertoire of what we can use and what can benefit us, and we know we should be doing it, and maybe we have it incorporated in our schedule and our routines, but we're not really conscious of what's happening and how it's benefiting us.
Absolutely. It is all about noticing how we feeling at any given moment, and knowing that we have the power to shift that if we choose to, and having certain tools in place that resonate with us personally to be able to do that, because that will look different for everyone. Not everyone will use essential oils, not everyone will meditate, but if you know what it is that helps you shift from feeling anxious, sad, angry through into another way of being that's more productive, well, then you're halfway there, aren't you?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And it's always about that shifting, because you need to be aware of your thoughts all the time. You need to be aware of your actions, and you need to combine that. And I love how you use essential oils. I love essential oils myself.
Yeah, they're wonderful, aren't they?
Oh, they're gorgeous. Especially lavender. I really adore lavender. And it's a joy to use something that's so intimate for yourself, because everyone has a different sort of a favorite scent and that kind of thing. So everyone prefers something different. So it's a very intimate thing to have these small things throughout your day that actually support you and your awareness, and you get to reflect on that as well. So that's beautiful. I love that.
Oh, it's great. And a good tip as well for your essential oils and unwinding at the end of the day.
Oh, sure. Lovely.
Your feet, make your own bespoke blend of whatever mood it is that you want to create before you go to bed at night.
Oh, yeah.
Rub them into the soles of your feet, where we really soak them up into our blood system. It's just heavenly to do before bed. I do it before
awesome. Bed. Do you have a specific blend that you use every day?
They vary, and again, it depends with what I'm trying to create. So at night time, it most likely would be the things like lavender, Parma Rosa, benzoin, the sort of more calming one bed. But yes, in the morning I'd use things like peppermint. I have peppermint scrub that I use in the shower. Another tip, actually, peppermint scrubs and things like that with the essential oils and some coconut oil and salts. Shower with your coconut blend and scrub it into your skin, and just sort of vision in your mind any negativity, any horrible energy that you've picked up. Just imagine the shower washing it off and it going down the drain. Feeling refreshed and centered again.
That's
I do quite regularly.
Yeah. I love energy work in the shower. It's so invigorating. I love that you do that as well.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a very powerful way of shifting into a better way of being. Yeah.
So Jim, it seems like you're really an expert on energy as well, and spiritualism, getting in there with practical uses as well, like essential oils. How do you feel, where do you see yourself as an entrepreneur now as compared to where you used to be? How has that changed for you?
Oh, it's changed a lot. It's changed a lot. I think part of my issue when I was starting out was I had so many ideas and I really wasn't sure how, if they would all tie together. It was like, I felt like a mad scientist, honestly. I had ideas here, ideas there, all over the place, and I just couldn't think how to tie them in. So the difference between then and now is I've got a much clearer idea of how all these elements can fit together to be of best benefit to my clients, how they will intertwine and work to help them reach where they want to go.
Awesome.
That's been the biggest thing for me, definitely.
And how would you say have your goals in the future changed? Like where you see yourself?
I think, it's a tough one. Obviously, as entrepreneurs, we want to grow. We want to always have that growth, and as well as being of good service, we want to push ourselves to the limit. And I think I've decided to go with the flow. I can be quite hard on myself sometimes for all the spirituality and for all the essential oils. I think no matter how spiritual you are, if we're honest, we can all be quite hard on ourselves. And if I've not got a very crystal clear idea of where I'm going to be in a set amount of time, I can tend to be quite hard with myself. So I've decided that I'm going to go with the flow and see what happens, and believe and trust that I will be successful because I am on the right path.
Mm, right.
And I truly believe that with all of my heart. I know that I'm on the right path, and I trust I will be led in the right direction. And I think meeting entrepreneurs such as yourself and some of the others that have come into my life recently, for me, it's just really nice affirmation that, yes, I am on the right path. People are coming into my life.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always wonderful to see, once you open yourself up to a new level of doing and being in business and being successful, to watch the people come into your life that are either on that same level or a few steps ahead of you, whom you can learn from. So interesting.
Yes, it is. It's been amazing. It's been really eye-opening. I mean, there's been times in the past where I've been quite shy, really, and I've wanted to do my job, and
Oh, Jem, I don't know if you can still hear me, but you've frozen on my end. And we're back. Hello, listeners. So there was a freeze. The internet connection wasn't too good on our side. So we are back, and I hope you can see and hear us both. Jem, good to have you back with us.
To be back.
So Jem, we were talking about attracting the people into your life as you move forward, as you level up success business-wise, and how you attract those people and those connections into your life to complement where you are and to sort of pull you in a direction where you want to go. So you were talking about being fairly shy in that era you used to be.
Yeah.
You want to add to that then?
I did. I used to be quite shy, and the thing about attracting the right people is it's about owning who you are. And it took a lot of deep work to realise I'm not actually genuinely at the core of myself a shy person. I love people. I love meeting people. And part of the some of the spiritual work that I had done before getting my own certificates and stuff in certain modalities, the readings I received, it was learning that at soul level, actually, I work best when I work with people. I work best when I'm having that sort of communication. And it was actually my environment and my personality in the 3D that was making me feel like I was shy. So it was my life experiences that made me think that I needed to be shy.
Very interesting.
You see, souls have personalities too. If you like, an energetic signature is probably a better way of putting it. We all have our own energetic signature at soul level, because we all have our own personalities, and they don't necessarily match. The soul isn't affected so much by your environment within this life. And it was only once I sort of got to grips with that in my own life and realised that actually I don't need to be shy. That's only because of certain experiences that I've had in life, and that's not really who I am. That then attracting all the people that I genuinely resonate with, that I don't have to overly try hard with. Things start happening once you can reach that place.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
So true. It's amazing how you can influence your energy and how you can actually bring your soul to life and lay out a platform for it to go play on this plane if you just become aware of it.
It is all about that. It's all about becoming aware and taking the time and dedication to sift through what's real and what isn't real. It's not to say that the experiences we've had aren't real. It's just understanding that they don't have to dictate how we are. They don't. We get to choose. We are always at choice.
Very powerful, yeah, indeed, for sure.
Yeah.
How would you say have your relationships in general changed after you became more aware of this?
Oh, interesting. Well, I think probably a lot of people that have had an awakening or have embarked on a spiritual path will tell you, you do shed people. It's just part of the process. You end up shedding the people that you're not in alignment with, and that can be a bit sad sometimes. Because we're human, and we like to hold on to our relationships, and I think sometimes change can feel a bit uncomfortable to us. But part of the process is definitely realizing who there's that positive exchange of energy with, a giving and a receiving in whatever shape or form that is, and the one where it's just draining, and just you doing all the giving and them doing all the taking. So there's a natural parting of ways with some people, but that then makes way for an influx of new vibrant energy in the form of people coming into your life.
Oh yeah, definitely. Have you noticed any different thoughts around abundance and around money as your relationships have changed and your awareness has changed?
Yeah, I think many years ago I was frightened of sort of, when I was a hairdresser, I was frightened of asking for money for hairdressing and things like that. I'd feel awkward if it was with family and friends. I'd give freebies away. And that was all part of the people pleasing sort of program that I had running. These are all things that you learn in childhood and you pick up from the people around you. And through this journey, I've realized it's just energy. Money is just energy. And we can't be of best service to others if we're coming from a place of destitution or lack. We need to look after ourselves, and we need to honor ourselves and our time. And I think the biggest mindset shift for me was realizing that how much I value my time.
Oh yeah.
And if I don't value it, nobody else is going to. I think that's one of the biggest things that entrepreneurs and self-employed people in general need to learn to value what they do, their skill set and their time. It doesn't matter whether we agree with the money system as spiritual, if we're in spirituality, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, money's evil. But like this is the world that we live in.
Exactly.
And we've got to survive in it. Spiritual people have houses and bills to pay just as much as the next person does.
Very true, yeah. For sure. And that is very powerful what you just said, besides the fact that you have bills to pay whether you're spiritual or not, but how your mindset shifted into actually valuing yourself and your time before anyone else would, because evidently that's your energy changing and shifting right there before you can actually attract the same in and have that reflect back and forth and just bounce up the walls and create more of that and more success right there. That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Okay, Jem. It was so eye-opening once again speaking with you, and I hope and I'm very sure our blissers had the same experience today. It was an absolute joy having you on the show today. So thank you very much for your time and for your energy. And
I've loved it.
I'm sorry?
I've loved being here with you all. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Just before we go, Jem, just let us know where people can find you. Like, do you have a page or a website or a group, or where do people go to find out more?
Well, physical products and where you'd find a list of everything is bewitchedbynature.com. I've also got Bewitched by Nature on Facebook, and I've just opened a group for those who are looking to overcome traumas and look to develop their spiritual skills, and that is Heal Yourself, Heal the World on Facebook groups.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
it'd be lovely. If anyone wants that, come and join us.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much, Jem. And
Okay.
Blissers, thanks for joining us today. Be sure to catch us next week, usual time, Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central European Standard Time, where I'll be interviewing Diana Murrill, who is the creator of Estrogen Fest. And we'll see you next week for hopefully a live episode of Bliss Review and without technical difficulties. So I hope this came across well. Thanks, Jem. And I hope you enjoyed today's show. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.